Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another chilling episode of True Horror Stories of People Who Escaped Death by Seconds. I'm your host, Alex Thompson, and tonight I've got a tale that'll make your blood run cold. Imagine this. You're walking home late at night in the quiet suburbs of Seattle, Washington, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, or so you think. The streetlights flicker just a bit too much, and there's this eerie silence broken only by the distant hum of traffic from the interstate. But then, out of nowhere, you hear footsteps behind you, soft, deliberate, matching your pace exactly. You speed up, they speed up. You stop, they stop. Your heart pounds, and you realize you're not alone, and whatever's following you isn't human in the way you expect. Before we dive into this nightmare, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on our channel, because we got a ton more terrifying stories lined up for you. Like, share and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the chills. Alright, let's get into it. This story comes from a guy named Mike Reynolds, a regular dude from Tacoma, just south of Seattle. Mike was in his mid-30s, worked as a software engineer at one of those big tech firms downtown. He told me this over a couple of beers at a local bar called the Rusty Anchor, swore it was all true, no embellishments. I'll recount it just like he did, in his own words, because that's how these things hit hardest. Picture him leaning in close, eyes wide, voice dropping low like he's afraid someone might overhear. So, Alex, it all started back in the fall of 2023. I was living in this little rental house on the edge of town, nothing fancy. Just a 2-bedroom bungalow with a backyard that backed up to some woods. My wife, Sarah, and I had been married for about 5 years. No kids yet, just us and our dog, Buster, a scruffy mutt we rescued from the shelter. Life was pretty routine. Work from home most days, gym in the evenings, maybe catch a Seahawks game on Sundays. But then, things got weird. It began with the mail. Yeah, the freaking mail. One afternoon, I go out to mailbox, and there's this envelope with no stamp, no return address. Just my name handwritten on the front. Michael Reynolds. Inside, it's a single sheet of paper with a typed message. I see you. That's it. No signature. Nothing else. I figured it was a prank. Maybe from one of the neighborhood kids or a co-worker messing around. Sarah laughed it off when I showed her. Said I was being paranoid. But deep down, it bugged me. Who writes something like that? A few days later, another one shows up. Same deal. I know where you sleep. Okay, now I'm not laughing. I start checking the doors more at night, making sure the windows are locked. Buster starts acting up too, barking at nothing, staring out into the backyard like he's seen a ghost. We'd let him out to do his business, and he'd come back whining, tail between his legs. Then came the phone calls. My cell rings at odd hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and when I pick up, there's just breathing on the other end. Heavy, labored breathing, like someone's out of breath from running. No words, just that sound echoing in my ear. I'd hang up, block the number, but it'd come from a different one each time. Burner phones, I guessed. Sarah started getting freaked out too. We'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the house creak in the wind. One night, things escalated. It was around midnight, raining hard outside. Seattle weather, you know? I'm in the living room, scrolling through Netflix, trying to unwind. Sarah's already asleep upstairs. Buster's curled up by my feet. Suddenly, he bolts upright, ears perked, growling low in his throat. I mute the TV, listen. Nothing at first. Then, a soft tap 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 on the back door, like knuckles rapping gently. I freeze, heart's hammering in my chest. Tap 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 again. I grab a baseball bat from the closet, kept it there since the letter started, and creep toward the kitchen. The back door has a small window, curtain drawn. I peek through a crack. Pitch black out there, rain sluicing down the glass. But then, lightning flashes, and for a split second, I see it. A silhouette, tall, hooded figure standing right on the porch, face obscured in shadow. I yell out, "Who's there? Get the hell off my property." No response. Just more tapping, insistent now. Buster's going nuts, scratching at the door. I dial 911, whispering to the operator. Cops show up 10 minutes later. Feels like an eternity. They search the yard, Find nothing. No footprints in the mud, which is weird because it was pouring. They chalk it up to a vagrant or kids. Tell me to install some security cameras. Next day, I do just that. Ring doorbell, motion lights, the works. For a week, things quiet down. No letters, no calls. Sarah and I start to relax. Think maybe it was over. But oh man, were we wrong. It was a Friday evening. I'd worked late. Got home around 8 p.m. Sarah was out with friends for girls' night. Some wine bar in downtown Tacoma. I park in the driveway. Notice the front door's ajar. Just a crack, but enough to make my stomach drop. I call out for Buster. No bark, no nothing. Push the door open slowly, bat in hand again. The house is dark, lights off. Hello, I say, voice shaky. Step inside, flip the switch. Living room's trashed, cushions slashed, pictures smashed on the floor. My laptop's open on the coffee table, screen glowing. I edge closer, see what's on it. A video playing on loop. It's footage of our bedroom from inside the house. Sarah and me sleeping, timestamp from 2 nights ago. Someone had been in our room, filming us while we slept. Panic hits like a freight train. I bolt upstairs, check the closets, under the bed, nothing. Call Sarah. Tell her to come home with friends, not alone. Then I notice the note on the nightstand. Next time, you won't wake up. Cops come again, take statements, dust for prints. Nothing. No forced entry, no evidence. They suggest we stay with family for a bit. Sarah's parents live in Olympia, about an hour south. We pack bags, load up Buster, and head out that night. Driving down I-5, rain still coming down. I'm glancing in the rear view every few seconds. Paranoia level maxed. We crash at her folks' place for a week. I take time off work. Try to figure this out. Who could it be? An ex? A disgruntled client? I rack my brain. Then, one afternoon, I'm scrolling through old emails, and it hits me. About 6 months back, I'd fired a guy from my team. Name was Derek Hayes. Quiet type, always kept to himself. He'd been slacking, missing deadlines. And there were rumors he was hacking into company systems for fun. When I let him go, he didn't say much, just stared at me with his cold, dead-eyed look. I dig deeper. Pull up his LinkedIn. Guy's vanished. No updates. Profile dormant. I call HR, ask if they've heard from him. Nada. Then I remember. During his exit interview, he'd mentioned living nearby, in Federal Way, close enough to stalk us. That night, back at the in-laws, I can't sleep. House is old. Creaks a lot. Around 3 a.m., I hear scratching at the window. Not branches, too rhythmic. I part the curtains, peer out. Darkness, but then a flash from my phone light. Eyes. Human eyes. Staring back from the bushes. I shout, wake everyone. Sarah's dad grabs a shotgun. We're in Washington, after all. We search the yard. Footprints this time, leading to the street. Cops again, but by morning, no leads. We decide to move. Put the house on the market. Find a new place in Bellevue. Across the lake from Seattle. More secure, gated community. For a month, peace. No incidents. Buster stops freaking out. Sarah and I even start talking about kids again. But horror stories don't end that easy, do they? One evening, I'm jogging in the neighborhood park. Green Lake. Beautiful spot with trails. Sun setting, shadows long. I feel it before I hear it. That prickle on the back of my neck. Turn around. Nothing. Keep running. Then, footsteps syncing with mine. I pick up pace, heart racing. Glance over my shoulder. A figure, hooded, about 50 yards back. I sprint now, full tilt. Lungs burning. Reach my car. Fumble keys. Dive in, lock doors. Figure peels off into the woods. I drive home shaking. Tell Sarah. We beef up security, alarms, private investigator. The PI digs into Derek Hayes. Turns out, guy's got a history. Restraining orders from ex-girlfriends, psych evals from previous jobs. Last known address, abandoned. But the PI finds something chilling, a storage unit in his name, rented in Tacoma. We tip the cops. They raid it. Inside, walls plastered with photos of me and Sarah. Candid shots. Us at the grocery store, walking Buster, even intimate ones through windows. Notebooks filled with ramblings. They took everything. Now I'll take theirs. And tools, knives, ropes, duct tape. Classic stalker kit. Derek's on the run, they say. Warren's out. We breathe a sigh, but it's shallow. Every shadow, every noise, it's him. Then, the climax. Winter now. Snow flurries in Seattle. We're at our new place, feeling safe-ish. Middle of the night, alarm blares. Motion detected in the backyard. I grab the phone. Cameras show a figure climbing the fence. Hooded, glint of metal in hand. Sarah calls 911. I barricade the bedroom door. Hear glass shatter downstairs. Footsteps on the stairs. Slow, deliberate. Thud, thud. Buster's barking wildly. Door handle jiggles. I yell, "I've got a gun." I don't, but bluffing. Silence. Then a voice, low, raspy. "I see you, Mike." Pounding now, door buckling. Sarah is sobbing. Sirens in the distance. Getting closer. Crash. The door gives. And he lunges, knife raised. Derek, eyes manic. Face twisted. I tackle him. We roll. Knife slices my arm. Hot pain. Buster leaps. Bites his leg. He howls. Stabs at the dog. Misses. Cops burst in. Tackle him. Cuffs on. It's over. Or is it? Derek's in prison now. Life sentence for attempted murder. Stalking, the works. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear those footsteps. Feel those eyes. Escape death by seconds. That tackle. The sirens. One more minute, and... Mike trailed off there, drained his beer. I didn't push. Some horrors linger. And that's the story, folks. If it gave you chills, smash that like button. Got your own escape story? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, stay safe out there, because you never know who's watching. Mike paused again, staring into his empty glass like it held some answer. The bar was quiet now. Last call long gone, just the hum of the neon sign and the occasional clink of bottle behind the counter. I thought he was done. Then he leaned in even closer, voice barely above a whisper. "But Alex, there's something I didn't tell the cops. Something I haven't told Sarah either. She thinks it's over. I let her think that." He glanced over his shoulder, as if someone might be listening from the shadows in the corner booth. A couple months after they locked Derek up, I started getting the letters again. Same handwriting on the envelope. No stamp, no return address. Just slipped into our new mailbox in Bellevue, like they'd always been there. The first one said, "Thank you for visiting me." I thought it was a copycat at first, some sick fan of the news stories. But the second one, it had a photo inside, a Polaroid. Me, standing outside the county jail visiting center, date stamped the day I went to see Derek, just once, to ask him why. I needed to know. I needed him to look me in the eye and tell me it was finished. He never said a word during that visit, just smiled this thin, dead smile the whole time through the glass. But the photo wasn't taken from the street. It was taken from inside the jail, from his side of the partition. You can see the phone receiver in my hand, and behind me, blurry but there, his reflection in the glass. Except, he's not sitting anymore. He's standing right behind me, inside the photo, inside the room with me. There was no way. The guard were there, the cameras. I checked the logs myself later. Nothing unusual. No glitches, no blind spots. The third letter came last week. Just 3 words, "See you soon." I installed more cameras. Triple-checked the locks. Even got a gun this time. Real one, permit, and everything. Sarah thinks I'm just being extra cautious because of the trauma. She doesn't know about the letters. I burned them. Last night, I woke up around 3 a.m. house silent. Sarah breathing steady beside me. Buster didn't even stir. But I felt it, that prickle like eyes on me. I sat up slow, looked toward the bedroom door. It was open, just a crack. I swear I closed it before bed. I always close it now. I stared at that sliver of darkness in the hallway for what felt like hours. Didn't move, didn't breathe loud. Then the door moved, inched open another inch. No, creak. No sound at all. Something was pushing it from the other side. I reached for the gun in the nightstand, hand shaking so bad I almost dropped it. Cocked it. Loudest sound in the world right then. The door stopped. Silence. Then, soft as a sigh, from the hallway, that same raspy voice I'd heard the night he broke in. "I see you, Mike." I flipped on the light. Empty hallway. Door half open now. Buster finally woke up, growled low, but didn't move toward the door. Just stared, hackles up, like he was looking at something I couldn't see. I searched the whole house. Nothing. No footprints. No signs of entry. Alarms never tripped. This morning, I found one more thing. On the kitchen counter, right where I make coffee every day. A Polaroid. Sarah and me asleep in bed. Taken from the foot of the bed. Timestamp, 3:12 a.m. Derek still in maximum security. I called to prison myself, confirmed it. No visitors. No outgoing mail. He's been in solitary for fighting another inmate. So tell me, Alex, who took the picture, and who's coming to see me soon? Mike stood up then, left cash on the table, and walked out without another word. I haven't heard from him since. Folks, I don't know what to tell you. Some stories end when the bad guy gets caught. Some don't. If you're watching this late at night, maybe check your doors, your windows, your cameras, because sometimes death doesn't miss. It just waits. Sweet dreams, everyone. And whatever you do, don't look behind you right now.